Hey guys, Yulia here. So today I'm going to be planting up elephant ears. And I have been growing elephant ears for at least 10 years. And I'm really attracted to their tropical, bold look. And I'm actually attracted to a lot of the tropical plants. I think because I come from a very cold climate where the vegetation is totally different. And I think as gardeners, we always try to grow something we can't have. So anyway, interestingly, I've made a number of videos on how to store elephant ears, but I've never made a video on how to plant them up in the spring. So this is it. This is the video today. And actually, I think the reason why I never made this video is because they're just so easy to start. There's just nothing special about it, but I still want to talk about some of the things or some of the issues that you can run into when planting them and also elephant ear care. Let me quickly talk about storage because I store my elephant ears two ways. One way is in pots, just like this, and another way as corms. And I dig them out in the fall, I clean all the leaves and the roots, and I put them in paper bags, and these corms live in the basement, in a cool basement, all winter long until I'm ready to take them out this time of the year. But going back to the potted elephant ears, some of them I just love as houseplants because, I mean, look at the speckling on this mojito. It's gorgeous. And this coffee cups elephant ears, they actually collect water during the rain and then they spill it out. And it's just fascinating to watch during a rainstorm. I love it. And this one has been in this pot for over 2 years. I bring it out and I bring it in for the winter. And I wish I could show you the pot, but it's super heavy. There is another elephant ear right here. I don't know if you could see it. This is the Esculenta. It actually put out a new leaf a couple of days ago that looks really healthy. So I could see this plant rebounding really quickly. So the advantage to storing your elephant ears as houseplants indoors, if you have sufficient light and humidity, it's because the moment you put these guys outside, they flourish. They just start putting out new leaves and it looks super healthy. And if you want larger elephant ears, like Esculenta, for example, this one right here, because it's been active all winter long and growing, each leaf is actually bigger than the previous leaf. So they get really big, and that's the way I love them. All right, as for the actual planting, I have a large pot right here that I already filled up with some soil, but not too much, because what I'm trying to do is cover this corm once it's all planted with about 1 inch to 2 inches of soil. But before I do that, I just wanted to talk about the bottom and the top of the corm, because I think that is the most confusing part when you buy these corms in the store, because a lot of times they do not have any growth points, no roots, no foliage, nothing. And they look exactly the same, or you think they look exactly the same from the top and the bottom. But the easy tell is the bottom actually has holes where the roots were before they were removed for storage. And the top has a bull's eye look. It has like distinct, like a bull's eye. I don't know how else to explain it. Now, if you still cannot understand where the top or the bottom, if you look carefully, you can see some eyes on the top of the corm. If you still cannot see the eyes or the holes where the roots were or the bullseye, you can plant this corm sideways. It is not a big deal. This corm will find the way. Just make sure that this is a little elongated, make sure that you planted sideways. It will be fine. It will find the way. Anyway, let me just fill this up with soil. Now, as for the soil, I just use a regular potting soil. Some people make their own mix. I honestly don't have time for that, but you can definitely look into making your own mix for the elephant ears. So as you can see, I'm starting to cover the top with about 1 inch of soil right here. Done. All right, so you can see the planting step is very simple. Now, the next step is the one that will get your elephant ears to start growing, because they take forever to start growing, especially the ones that you get from a garden store. As you can see, mine have a little bit of growth point here left from the fall, so mine will get growing probably in a couple of weeks. But the ones that you buy from the store sometimes don't break ground for a month or more. We can expedite that process by placing the spot right next to the radiator. And what happens a lot of times when you place pots next to the radiator, the soil dries out very quickly. So make sure to keep an eye on the soil and water it frequently. Or you can place this pot in a plastic tub with a cover on top so the humidity doesn't escape. Now remember, these plants are tropical plants, and I mean they come from high humidity, very warm climates. So you're trying to imitate those conditions, high humidity, really warm, to break the ground. And in probably a month or so, you will start to see growth. Make sure you don't miss that moment, because at that point, you have to put them in the bright location. They like a lot of light at that stage. They're not used to the sun yet. So make sure that you don't expose them to the sunny location, because they will scorch. But the moment you see that shoot, put them in a bright location, the leaves will start to unfold. And then the next step is very important as well, is the moment in time when you can put these plants outside. And I would say, for me, the general rule is whenever you're ready to plant your tomatoes outside, you can put the elephant ears outside, because again, these are tropical plants. The top of the plant is very sensitive to cold. Even if the corm can survive, top of the plant will freeze and droop and look very sad. But when your weather stabilizes to about 50 to 60 degrees, you can plant these plants outside. And I plant some of mine directly in the ground, and I leave some of mine in pots just like that on the patio outside. They make wonderful container plants. So if you decide to grow your elephant ears in pots, remember, elephant ears are just like fish in the aquarium. The bigger the aquarium is, the bigger your fish will be. The same with elephant ears. The bigger the pot you give them, the bigger the leaves will be. Of course, depending on the cultivar, because some cultivars just naturally have smaller leaves. But as a general rule, the bigger the container is, the bigger your elephant ears will be. Make sure you keep them constantly moist. These are water-hungry plants. They can actually, some of them, like the mojito, can grow straight in the pond. I will put it and submerge it in water up to here, and it will stay like that all summer long. Anyway, I think this is it as for planting of the elephant ears. I know this is, as I said, was not as complicated. It's all the steps that come after that. And I hope you enjoy your elephant ears. They are a lot of fun. A little design tip: I like to combine mine with finer textures to really pop that way. And if you can, try to plant your elephant ears maybe by the sidewalk or somewhere where passersby will see it, because a lot of people who walk by my garden in the summer are just astounded by the tropical nature, the size of these plants. And most importantly, last year I saw some teenagers taking selfies in front of my elephant ears, which was the biggest compliment I've ever gotten. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I hope you learned something new in this video, and I will see you in the next one.